You are listening to the #1 podcast made by two guys 40 plus who have better catering than Sirius XM satellite radio. We do.
Have better what?
Catering.
Catering?
Yes, you've been offered seltzer like when you've come over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
You weren't offered anything?
A bottle of water and a bag of chips.
What size water?
No, regular. Not even that size. Just and they pull the label off.
The mini ones?
No, like a regular, what is it, 8 ounce, 12 ounce? Yeah. That's, yeah.
Swaggy.
Yeah, I know. It figured a little more, and it was like, okay, go help yourself to a bag of chips in the commissary.
XM satellite radio. No complimentary anything.
Nah, I thought,
That's terrible.
and you know me, I take everything I can get.
That's what I mean. You must have been incredibly disappointed.
Yeah, I went crazy at the hotel, though.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought everything's nailed down in the hotels
not
now.
at this one. Not at this one.
Were you the one that was talking about the pump shampoo?
Yeah.
Did they go back
when they rob-proofed the room? They knew it was coming. Yeah. I went. I mean, they left, and they made the big mistake. They left the housekeeping carts right outside my room. So I was going there. I was taking. I got like, if you want, I can give you a complimentary mouthwash.
You're like the modern day Ross Geller.
Yeah.
Of hotels. Did you remember that episode of Friends where he went and he said the whole point of going on the trips into a hotel is to take everything?
Yeah.
Did you take the pine cones at the front desk?
I get everything I can.
Yeah.
But it was a good trip. Some things were planned, some things not planned. The radio thing popped up out of nowhere. I'm sure you were shocked to see it.
Right. And you went from having a Jeep to a muscle car.
I know. We're going to get to that. Okay. We're going to get to that. That's a good story. We're going to get to that right after this. So the trip out there was fine.
Flight good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, a really easy flight. We get there. And first of all, what you never say is, wow, this was a really easy trip. It's going smoothly.
Did you say that?
No, my wife did. Said wife. That's problem number one. But no, the flight out there was pretty smooth. A little bumpy here and there. You're over the Rockies. So we get our bags. We're standing there, and the car rental place is not in the airport. It's an exterior.
He gets shuttled,
right?
Yeah.
So the guy comes up to us. I don't, from like, well, you're gonna be disappointed on this one because we did the reservation through Costco.
You
did the car reservation.
You can do Costco does car.
Yeah.
Is there anything that Costco doesn't do?
Well, yeah, they screwed up this one. So Costco, and we were like on. I mean, we're not on one of like the big three. We're like right under. This was in Hertz, or I think we were in budget.
Wait a minute. I never heard anybody classify the rental agencies, but when
I went through. No, you don't understand. Like 2 years ago, I rented a car from like Fox, because it was the cheapest one in Florida, and there's like this commissary of like all the car rental places, and everybody's got like a real sign, and they had like a banner. Right, they had like the kid wrote Fox car rental. That's when you're in trouble.
This reminds me of when you go to an airport and you're like 5 miles out. And they start showing airport parking here,
right?
And it's like 50 cents less.
Yes.
Than if you did it at the airport, this is the car rental that you went.
Yes, basically. No, this was actually.
So who are the big?
Well,
three?
That's why I parked my car.
Was it Budget, Avis,
and Hertz?
Hertz.
Yeah, but I parked. I did park my car 5 miles outside the airport.
Did you?
Well, no, they're a mile and a half.
Your car here.
Yeah, I drove to the airport.
You didn't take a car, like an Uber or something?
No, I drove. Why? Because I drove. We were leaving out of Newark.
Oh, you didn't leave out of New York?
No, I had to cross a bridge.
Why? Why'd you have to leave out of New Jersey?
Because I had so many. Because I canceled the trip. I had so many JetBlue points. There was nobody flying out when we wanted, so we flew out of Newark.
We have 2 airports within like 10 minutes.
Not good enough.
Well, you have to go to New Jersey.
I had to leave the state. Yeah. Oh, I know. I'm blowing your mind now.
I mean, you should have just kept driving and drove to California
at that point. Yeah, but I have a good parking place for you outside if you ever go to Newark.
So wait, so you parked basically you
parked at one of those parking places.
If you parked that far outside the airport, you're basically parking 5 minutes away from your house.
No, not here. No.
If you think about it,
no, we had to take a bridge.
A bus,
two
a
bridges.
train.
2 bridges.
This is before you get on the plane.
I know.
I mean, was this like a cost-efficient move?
Actually, it is because, it was it came out to $150 to park for like 5-6 days.
Yeah, it's expensive. It's not
right. But how much
at the airport?
Okay, so how much do you think it is to take a car service? Uber is like twice the price.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, Uber is not cheap.
You got to remember, I haven't left the house in like 2 years.
I know. You come here and go home. That's it.
Yeah, no. I still think gas is $2 a gallon.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks a lot, Joe Biden.
You're going to blame Joe Biden for that one?
No.
Come on.
I'm not.
Oh, come on.
I'm not saying.
Get out of here.
Okay. Anyway.
All right.
All right. So we get to the airport. We go. And the guy sees us in like the budget rental car lane, and he comes over. He's like, basically that's it. He's laughing at us, and he says to us, "Look," he's like from Avis. He's like, "You guys are going to be waiting here for a really long time." He's like, "I can get you across the street. It's on my way. Give me a couple of bucks, and I'll take you."
You were already getting hustled as a tourist.
Right out of the airport.
Oh, God.
So my wife looks at me, and I'm like, all right, whatever. So it's like, so I gave the guy like $2 per, it's like $10.
Okay.
All right. So I get off like the Avis bus to go to like, the car rental place. Disaster. Absolute disaster. There is a line. You want to talk about the great resignation that you love? They do not have enough cars, and they do not have enough people in California at the car rental places.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So we get there. There is a line that stretches around the whole building of people waiting to get into the car rental place. What? Remember, I was all excited, had it a good price, had the Jeep Wrangler. We had the discussion. Can I actually get the suitcases
in? Yeah.
Okay. So my wife starts freaking out. And she makes one good move and one bad move. Okay. So she's like, there's got to be another place. I'm like, try, you can't do this now. So she's calling up, and she finds like, Jiffy, whatever, car rental, whatever it is.
So it's only going.
No, it was
lower?
legit. Yeah,
Okay.
it was. Yes, it was lower than where we were. And they have cars. They quote her a price. Now, this is the thing. They're going to quote. This is a new thing in car rental. They quote you the price, but they don't have the car. So they're going to tell you, I can give you that car, but you're going to have to wait like a half hour because it's not back yet. But I can give you something, and it's only going to cost you a little more. So anyway,
a little bait and switch.
A little bit more. A little bait and switch is going on. Just FYI to everybody, not enough cars, this and that.
But when you say a little bit more, you talking like $5 or $10?
No,
more?
like $100 for the week more. Yeah, we're not talking.
But per day, it's
a few bucks a day.
Yeah, a few bucks a day.
I mean, whatever.
I mean, you're talking about a week's worth of time. So like $100 over a week is not,
So she calls up the car rental agency and Costco, whatever, and somehow accidentally cancels her reservation for the car where she is. I now Uber over to the other car place, and I get there, and there's a line out the door there. And all right, this is what's going on. So all my suitcases, I have my bag,
This trip sounds fantastic.
Yeah, so it was really good. This is why you don't say that's an easy trip, because this is what happened. So we're going back and forth, texting back and forth. Where are you in line? Where are you in line? Blah, blah, blah. She's like, I'm next. But I think I accidentally canceled the reservation. I'm like, how did you cancel the reservation? Whatever. So she gets up there. They don't have the Jeep. They're like, we don't even have this car.
The Jeep that you reserved,
they don't even have. They don't even have it.
So why even have a reservation system?
Right, exactly.
You should literally just walk up to the counter and say, what's available?
Right. So you got to read the fine print. You can get a Jeep, Wrangler, or something else. They can
take the reservation.
They don't know how to hold the reservation. Exactly.
Yes.
So that's so I get there. I'm like, what's going on? They can't get it. They wanted like $900 and something for a Jeep Compass. And we weren't fitting into a Jeep Compass.
A Jeep Compass? 900, yes. 5 days.
5 days, $900.
So
not a good deal. So then I get up there and I show them my reservation.
It costs $200 a day for a Jeep Compass.
Yeah.
You could have just bought a new one and then sold it before you left California.
So I get there. They're like, okay. I show them reservation. You know, they do their typey. You know, we don't have the car. We have the reservation. But again, they're doing the bait and switch. You can wait. It's another, after standing in line, because they know everybody's standing in line for an hour and a half. They don't have enough cars. People aren't returning cars. They don't have enough people working there. And they basically break you down online, standing there. Do you want to wait another half hour? I'm like, no.
For what, a car to come in?
Right. For another $100, I can give you something else.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I call said wife. Mm-hmm. Because I'm not making this
You're
decision.
In separate locations.
Separate locations. I've Ubered over there already.
Who has the kids?
She has the kids.
She's the three kids?
3 kids.
And you're
all
solo.
The baggage. And I say, they can upgrade us to a full-size car. It's $100. Take it. Now, I'm not going to go and make that decision, because if I make that decision and it's wrong, then I'm in trouble. Oh. So I made the correct phone call. Made the phone call. They're like, I can give you that car or that car.
Okay.
We have I upgraded a little more. Shh, don't say anything.
Don't say anything. Yeah. Okay, the secret's safe here.
They offered me either like the Hyundai, which would have been like $50, or the Dodge, you know.
Do you know which engine you had in the Dodge? Which model?
RT.
Oh, yeah, the 5.7?
Whatever. Yeah, a Hemi. It wasn't a Hemi, but...
Yeah, it is, but it's
so, I'm in California. Do I want to drive around the week in a Honda? You know, this little, compact SUV? Or do I go...
I just don't know if you would fit in the compact. Right. But I don't know if you'd fit in the regular car either, because of all the luggage.
Right. So, I'm looking at it. What do you do? It's a white car, blacked out tires, blacked out package.
Okay.
Take the car. So I'm like, all right. I told my wife, I got a muscle car. She's like, what the hell did you get? I said, I got a Dodge Charger RT. The kids are going to love it. So she doesn't say anything. I turn the car on and it's...
Yeah, no, I mean, it sounds good.
I'm like, this is awesome. All right. So I pull out, I pick them up. And, I'm driving. I said, meet me on this corner that, right over here. And they see me, and it,
do that.
And my wife's says to the kids, I think that's daddy. They're like, what? They were never, so this was I didn't have to do anything. We did not have to take it. They were that excited about the car. Whether we took them on a tour or whatever, it didn't matter. They were so excited to put and by the way, you were challenging me. 2 suitcases. That's all we took.
The big suitcases.
Big suitcases. 2 big suitcases, a couple of carry-ons, but that's all we had. And you know what? You can fit 2 full-size suitcases into a Dodge.
Was it tight?
No, what? The back seat? It's got a nice back seat.
No, the height of the trunk.
Fit perfect.
You're not putting them side by side. Yeah.
No, you got one down and one up,
okay.
And it fit. You slid one in. You had one standing. I got my, I had my gym bag in there that I brought because I had, because I had the big training. Yeah. I had that training session, which led to something else. But yeah, so we were able to get it and wait. So then, we pull up to the hotel, and in LA, you got to drive everywhere.
Okay.
Unless you're going one day we took bikes and we took bikes and went from Santa Monica to Venice.
Oh, that's different. Isn't it on the path? That's a nice ride. Yeah.
So the kids, the valet come out, your car's sitting there, it's nice. They would stand outside the car just to hear it turn on every morning.
Yeah. No,
one morning we couldn't find one of the kids. He was already sitting in the car waiting for us.
Maybe that's where you've gone wrong. Maybe if you've had a muscle car, they all come out for school.
I know,
and they go right to school.
But now I'm very into the muscle car now. I gotta tell you, even with gas prices going up, it was fun. I gotta tell you, it was a fun car, very fun car.
Was it fast? Mm-hmm. It wasn't like it wasn't like as fast as it wasn't as fast as good as it sounds.
Yeah, I mean it's a great noise. Yeah, I mean I did about. You know what's strange? I did about 70 out there.
Yeah.
People in LA drive very differently than the people in New York.
Less aggressively?
They're much less aggressive. It's like 65. You know, like you go to, when it's 65 here, we do it like 80.
Yeah.
It's 65 there. People are like 65, 70. Nobody honks. And I'm cutting off people all the time because I didn't know where the hell I was going, even with the, even with the GPS, I didn't know, so I'm like, "Oops, I got to get over there." I'm like, "Sorry, I'm from out of town." But like here, people will be honking you. Nobody honks out there. It's crazy.
Honking's a big thing here versus the rest of the country.
You think so?
I think it's a much bigger thing, like in like the tri-state, in the metro areas, I'll call it, than it is anywhere else. Because like there's some places like when I lived in Philly for a little bit, even with traffic jams, nobody was honking.
Right.
Here. If like the light turns green and you don't floor it, somebody honks you from behind.
Right. They don't give you. I had that I had that in Costco Saturday or Sunday.
It's unbelievable.
I wasn't moving fast enough on a Sunday in Costco.
Yeah, there you go.
I've got we haven't been here for a week. We had to go load up on food. You can't. You know what I mean? You're at that point where you can barely turn. The thing, and guys like, you got to move. I'm like, there's freaking people in front of me. Where the hell do you want me to go?
Wait. Were you in the parking lot?
No, this is in the store.
You got honked at in
the store on a Sunday.
How'd you get honked?
Guy's like, dude, you got to move. I'm like, where the hell do you want me to go?
You had somebody confront you.
In Costco. You're right. The same thing as driving. That it really in New York.
So wait, did he know who you were?
I didn't want to start a riot.
You didn't even tell him that you're like Golden Gloves.
No, I didn't.
Celebrity.
No, look, I got to keep my hands fresh.
Wow. What?
Ooh, what happened?
You would never guess.
What happened?
It's a whole other story. But we can get into that.
Okay.
But I want to hear the rest of California.
So I had the boxing thing set up. And, I was talking to Eric like 2 weeks ago, my trainer, Eric Kelly, a South Box, shout out. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm going to Cali. And he's like, oh, I'm going the next, too. I'm like, dude, we got to do a session out there.
Yes. How was it?
It was good. No, I threw mitts. I had a really good session. So I'm like, let's go to Wild Card, which Freddie Roach, is the owner. It's a legendary place.
Yeah.
So he says he's got, hold on. He's like, no, let me go text somebody. We'll go to Churchill. Okay.
All right.
I'm like, all right, no problem. So,
did you guys do the sprint on the beach?
No, we didn't. No, he was staying in West Hollywood. Yeah. So I'm like, all right. So he texts Peter Berg. Okay. Pete Berg owns Churchill Boxing Gym. Okay. Great White Hype. You ever see the movie?
I know the movie. I didn't say it, but I know it. Okay.
So he's Great White Hype. He's directed Hancock, Battleship, Lone Survivor, Deepwater Horizon. Yeah, so I was like, all right.
Okay.
He's like, all right, 1 o'clock Tuesday. Okay. Like, all right, so fine, we'll go. Doesn't show. He was there. So I get there, I rush, with the kids and everything.
Who did show?
Peter Berg.
Oh,
he's avoiding me now.
Scared?
He didn't want to throw down.
Really?
Yeah. He didn't want to throw down.
Huh.
I've challenged. You've seen the challenges.
So
Matt Shandell, we're supposed to spar. It takes weeks. He finally gets in the ring. After 2 rounds, he's done. Pete Berg is now avoiding me.
Should we hang a list on the wall here?
It's getting larger.
What about the guy? Did you get the guy's name from Costco?
Nah, I'm not fighting him. I don't go unsanctioned. I'm telling you, we're going to have a pay-per-view.
I got to be honest. I'm a little curious about this little altercation at Costco. You made it sound like somebody was honking at you in the parking lot.
No, I said in Costco. That's what happened. So anyway, then Eric gets there. He texts me. I'm like, all right, we're confirming. He texts me, do you have a video camcorder?
Like, no.
I'm like, no, exactly.
phone.
I have my phone. He's like, text me this number. He's like, you coming with me tomorrow? I'm going to be on the show.
Okay.
So it's XM satellite radio.
Mm-hmm.
It's Shade 45 is the station.
Yeah.
You know the station.
Yeah, I know Shade 45.
That's Eminem.
Yeah.
Okay. That's his station.
That's one of my presets.
Right. Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
When I have satellite.
When you have satellite. All right. So
first 3 months of a new car.
So he's like, I'm going to be on. I'm going to be on DJ Woo Kid's show.
Okay.
I don't know. You know, it's not my demo. I'm like, I don't know who it is. Okay. And it's called the All Out Show. It's like 1 to 4 o'clock on, Pacific
it's
time.
Just the name
it's called.
Yeah.
So, we went. He's like, I'm like, I got my phone. And then I realized, oh, you know what? I got my son's GoPro.
Okay, so there you go. That's good.
It's like, you got to meet me. I tell my wife, she's like, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, don't worry about it. She's like, what the hell? What are you doing? I'm like, I'm going to be the entourage. So it's so hard. You don't understand. Like, I had to send my Vax card. I had to fill out like all this information online.
To get
into the studio. So like, I'm thinking like us, you want to walk in the house. Great. Here's the studio.
Yeah, right.
But I got to tell you, it was a nice studio. It was cool.
Yeah.
I think now, after doing this for a while, you have an appreciation of the niceties of being in an XM satellite radio.
Their soundboard was bigger than ours?
Much bigger. They had TVs all over the place, cameras. I was talking to the producer for a little while because I'm like, I used to do this. I used to cut tape. Oh, yeah, I remember those days. I used to actually cut the tape and put it together. So we were talking. So, he was on for like 2 hours. He's like, I don't know, this could be 15 minutes or 2 hours. I'm like, oh, shit. Because I told my wife it'd be like an hour.
Okay.
All right. So I'm doing this. They went to, what's the street?
Rodeo Drive?
Rodeo Drive.
Okay.
Thank God they didn't buy anything. I had to put a hold, like, I had to call the credit card companies. Like, if you get anything in the next 2 hours, don't. Yeah. So we were on, we're on the All Out show with DJ Woo Kid. And, since I was out there, which was very nice of Eric, we got a shout out at the show. I told you I was officially promoting the show out there. But who know that Aging Immaturely got a shout out on that show.
Very nice. Very nice. I think,
again,
that deserves a round of applause. I think that's very impressive. There we go.
Thank you. I'm glad you allowed me to do that. Yes.
Yeah. No.
Again, not our demographic.
No, but we never hit our demographic.
Right, exactly, because our demographic isn't even our demographic.
It's like us just like throwing a dart and with our eyes closed.
Pretty much. Yeah, we're trending. The aging is trending too high.
Too high, and then it goes too low.
We're not in that middle demographic where we're supposed to be.
No.
Yeah, but there was a lot more stuff on the trip, but we can talk about.
I know why we're not in that middle demographic.
Why?
The older demographic who hears about our show always says to me, how do I listen to your show? And I set it up for them.
Right.
The younger demographic knows how to get to our show.
Right.
Our age, they don't know how to get to a podcast.
No, they don't know what podcast is.
They don't know what podcast is.
No.
They're like, really? There's that Joe Rogan guy who has a podcast, right? He's pretty big. Are you like that? And I'm like, exactly.
Yeah. Between Joe Rogan and us, we got 11 million and one listeners.
Yep. We go on the air for 7 hours.
Right.
Straight.
We could.
We could, but,
But we're going to cut this one now. But, we could talk more. I'm curious to see what happened with the knuckles.
Yeah, my bloody knuckles.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. See the other side.
Okay. Well, we'll find out about Jeff's bloody knuckles on the next edition of Aging Immaturely. You can check us out at therealagingimmaturely.com. And that's going to do it for today's episode of Aging Immaturely. If you have a product that you would like to discuss on air, please email us at agingimmaturely@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Aging Immaturely.